at Scary Spooky Hilarious.
Anyone remember the opening scene from Leave the World Behind, which was a movie written and produced by the Obamas, where a cyber attack happens on the US? And this is the opening scene where a cargo ship gets hit by the cyber attack, losing its navigation and control, crashing itself on a beach. But why bring this up? Well, in Baltimore, Maryland, a bridge collapsed, the Francis Scott Key Bridge, because a cargo ship, you'll see the lights turned off first. It lost its navigation, some sort of electrical malfunction, lights turned back on right there, but you'll start to notice right here, it starts to turn a little bit, but suddenly very sharply. But even though the lights go off again, so this signifies some kind of electrical problem, potential cyber attack on this ship, making it lose its original course of navigation, not be able to steer on its own, aiming for this pillar right here, which, mind you, let's bring up this point. How does taking out one pillar collapse an entire bridge? That is horrible design. Now, thankfully, this happened during nighttime when there weren't too many cars on the actual bridge, but look at it right there. And we know that they like to show us through movies what's going to actually happen in the world, right? Because it psychologically primes us to be prepared for it when it happens so that we don't react as dramatically as we normally would. It's also a way to numb our brains because most often we see everything online on a screen, just like a movie, right? So when these kinds of things happen, we don't have the response that we typically should because we feel that it's just like a movie. So part of our brains register it as it's not actually real because we aren't the ones that are going through it. But I'm curious, were there any outgoing signals from the ship after these things started happening to request help or signify that there was a problem? I haven't seen anything come out yet. And clearly the electrical issues were starting to happen way before that it hit the pillar. So you would think that a captain notices a major electrical failure would then want to report that. But it seems like this was a total shock and surprise that this thing suddenly lost its control and power and rammed into the bridge. You're telling me that there was no precautions, no maneuverability, no tactics to try and not hit the pillar. This whole incident reeks of it's not an accident, and it's tragic because people have lost their lives in this situation. And if it isn't an accident, when are we going to start holding the people that start doing this accountable? Because we all secretly know who it is and what's happening. We just, as a people, haven't actually found it within us to stand up ourselves outside of on social media. But this could signal something big is coming, and we've all felt that for a very long time, that something was about to happen in America specifically, and this might be the first black swan to very many throughout this year.